Why do we always talk about trusting gurus but never about the integrity of disciples? Discover the truth about Guru Ninda and Shaktipat. If you are a serious seeker looking to move beyond spiritual tourism and into deep, permanent transformation, this video is for you. In this video, I explore the silent crisis of modern spirituality, the lack of integrity, loyalty, and preparation in seekers. From Yadha Raja Tada Praja to the realities of Shaktipat, we see why the character of the disciple is the foundation of any spiritual transmission. Hello everyone, I am Colonel T. Srinivasulu, a retired Indian Army officer. I welcome you to my channel, which is named after my Guruji, His Holiness late Swami Sahajananda Tirtha. In an era filled with Guru scandals, the conversation is often one-sided. We ask how a teacher can be trusted, but rarely consider, can a guru trust the disciple? We often see ourselves as victims when a teacher is exposed. But let's be honest for a moment. A disciple with bad intentions will always find a teacher who matches that. If your intent is to find a shortcut to enlightenment, if you are looking for a teacher who will bypass your hard work, or if you are seeking a guru just to bolster your own ego and social status, you are sending out a frequency. And the only thing that resonates with that frequency is a carrion teacher. A shallow intent attracts a shallow master. The scandal did not begin with the guru. It began when the disciple approached with selfish motives. If you want a strong and wise teacher, you must also be sincere and committed. We often discuss leader accountability, but rarely the integrity of the seeker. Many disciples question how to trust gurus amid scandals. I say, start by asking how to trust disciples in this age of Guru Ninda and betrayal. As is the king, so are the people, and vice versa. Many warn about fake gurus, but seldom warn the master of those who exploit the relationship. After 3 decades in the army and the Himalayas, I have learned that true betrayal rarely comes from adversaries, but from rogue disciples. Today, I speak honestly about a truth that many avoid. In a world focused on fake gurus and scandals, the most painful truth remains the disciple's betrayal of the master. As an army veteran and Shaktipat Great Grand Guru, I have faced challenges both at the border and in spiritual life. Today, I want to talk openly about those in the spiritual world who seek power but avoid the hard work of discipline. This is not just a video, it is a declaration of spiritual sovereignty. If you have ever been betrayed by those you mentored, this message is for you. I have also seen all the headlines. Another guru exposed, another scandal in the ashram, and every time it happens, the world asks, how can we ever trust a guru again? But today, I want to turn the mirror around. In an age of Guru Ninda, the constant belittling and betrayal of teachers, I have a different question. How can a guru trust the disciple? There is an ancient Sanskrit proverb, Yadha Raja Tada Praja, and vice versa. As the leader is, so are the subjects. But we forget it works both ways. A spiritual ecosystem isn't a one-way street. It is a delicate bridge held up by two pillars. If the market of seekers is filled with people looking for quick fixes, magical miracles, or someone to blame for their own failures, then the market will naturally produce leaders who cater to those egoic needs. Today, spirituality often feels like a consumer culture. Many people look for gurus as if they are shopping. As soon as a guru challenges their ego or does not meet their material wishes, they walk away. Betrayal is easy when you never had Shraddha or faith to begin with. Guru Ninda or the criticism has become a hobby for those who want to feel woke without doing the actual inner work. If a disciple is untrustworthy, if they are there for fame, for proximity to power, or to fix a life they refuse to take responsibility for, then they are just as much a part of the scandal as a fallen teacher. Imagine being a genuine guide in this era. You open your heart and your wisdom to someone only for them to take your words out of context, record private conversations, or abandon the path the second it gets difficult. Betrayal by a disciple doesn't just hurt the guru, it closes the door for future seekers. When a teacher has to protect themselves from their own students, the transmission of deep truth stops. Trust is a two-way street. Before we demand a perfect guru, we must ask, am I a perfect seeker? Am I loyal to the truth or just my own comfort? Am I capable of holding the weight of the teachings without dropping them when things get heavy? Instead of only searching for a guru you can trust, focus on becoming a trustworthy disciple yourself. Spirituality is not something you watch from the sidelines. It is about personal change. That change begins with you. So, how do we move from being spiritual tourists to being trustworthy disciples? It's not about blind obedience. It's about character. Here are the three pillars of a high integrity seeker. Firstly, continuity over convenience. A trustworthy disciple doesn't vanish when the honeymoon phase of spirituality ends. They stay when the practice gets boring, when the ego gets challenged, and when the Guru doesn't give them special treatment. Reliability is the first form of devotion. Next, it is internalizing the shadow. Instead of projecting their flaws onto the teacher, a real seeker looks inward. When they feel triggered, they ask, "What is this showing me about myself?" rather than running to the internet to vent out their feelings. Next, discretion and silence. In a time when people often share too much, a true disciple protects their spiritual experiences. They do not use their closeness to the Guru for social status or attention. They know the real connection is personal and private. Being trustworthy means you have become a qualified vessel. If the vessel is cracked with gossip, ego, or instability, even the purest nectar of wisdom will just leak out and go to waste. Now let us talk about something many seekers are desperate for. Shaktipat. In this age of instant results, we want the spiritual jab, the shortcut to awakening. But here is the truth that no one wants to hear. If you are not a trustworthy disciple, Shaktipat is not a blessing, it is a liability. Imagine the Guru as a source of strong energy and yourself as the channel. If you are filled with doubt, ego, or criticism, that energy can overwhelm you instead of helping you grow. In the modern world, we see Shaktipat tourism. People go from one workshop to another, collecting transmissions like trophies, but they never do the sadhana, that is disciplined practice, required to digest that energy. To be a trustworthy recipient of Shaktipat today, you must master three things. First is the silence of the experience. Modern disciples often run to social media the second they feel a kriya, which is a spontaneous movement or a vibration. They sell their experience for likes. A trustworthy disciple keeps the seed of the Guru's grace in the dark soil of their own heart until it actually takes root. Next is stability over sensations. Shaktipat isn't about tripping on an energy. It is about transformation. If you are chasing the high, but your character remains the same, if you are still just as angry, greedy, or judgmental, then you are betraying the transmission. Loyalty during the dark night. When the initial bliss of Shaktipat fades, and it will fade to test you, a trustworthy disciple doesn't start blaming the Guru or looking for a new, more powerful one. They realize the Guru has given the spark, but they must now provide the fuel through consistent daily effort. We often talk about fake gurus, but rarely mention unreliable disciples. If you want a truly powerful guru, you must also be a well-prepared disciple. If you are not ready, you cannot receive the full benefit. If you bring a small bottle to a river, you only get a bottle's worth of water. Not because the river is stingy, but because your capacity is limited. We are living in a fractured time. The world walls are crumbling, and the trust between the guide and the seeker is at an all-time low. But where there is a guru crisis and a disciple crisis, there is also an opportunity for a new covenant or order. This isn't the blind devotion of the past, nor is it the cynical shopping of the present. It is a relationship built on mutual accountability. What should be the Guru's promise? To provide the authentic spark, the Shaktipat, and the map, without ego and without exploitation. And what should be the disciple's promise? To be a stable vessel, to stop the Guru Ninda or the criticism that stems from one's own unhealed ego, to protect the energy given and to do the hard, boring work of daily sadhana when the spiritual high wears off. Stop asking, is there a Guru I can trust? And start asking, am I a disciple a Guru can trust with the truth? Because when the vessel is finally ready, the nectar doesn't just appear, it overflows. Let us stop being consumers and start being containers. We sit in our living rooms, scrolling through headlines, pointing fingers at the fall of masters. But I have a question for the critics, the skeptics, and the casual seekers. What have you sacrificed for the lineage? We talk about the Guru's failures as if we have skin in the game. But spiritual transmission isn't a subscription service you pay for with a credit card. It's a blood bond of the spirit. You want Shaktipat? You want the peace of mind? You want the status of being on a yoga path? But have you given the one thing that lineage actually asks for? Have you given up your ego? If you have not laid your pride, your comforts, and your need to be right at the feet of the practice, if you have not bled through the long nights of sadhana when the mind was screaming to quit, then quite frankly, you have no right to judge the master's path. You cannot judge a mountain from the safety of the gift shop at the bottom. The master's path is a fire. If you are standing outside the fire, complaining about the smoke, you have missed the point entirely. A disciple who hasn't sacrificed their ego is just a spectator with an opinion, and the lineage has no room for spectators. The lineage survives on sacrifice, not the Guru's alone, but yours. If you are not ready to die to who you were, Stop complaining about the one who is trying to show you who you are. I know these truths are hard, but they are shared with love, because a path without integrity leads nowhere. To close this session, let us return to the source. Let us remember that when the ego is sacrificed, what remains is not a vacuum, but the eternal light of the Guru principle or Guru Tattva. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The Guru is Brahma, the Guru is Vishnu, the Guru is Maheshwara, the Guru is the veritable absolute. Adorations to that Sri Guru. May we all become worthy of the grace we seek. May our vessels be strong, our intent be pure, and our sacrifice be complete. Until we meet again, keep your heart open and continue on your path. If this perspective challenged you or changed how you look at your path, do share this video. We need to change the conversation from scandal to stability. Until next time, keep your practice steady and your heart quiet. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.